welcome to yet another episode of First and Last. Episode 25 to be, for sure. I said that wrong. I am Josh, and I am with Joe.
Hey, man.
And Jimmy.
What is up?
And it so happens that episode 25 is the end of season 1 of this podcast.
We did it.
People got kind of nervous there when you said the end.
No one got nervous.
I was like, oh, last one, huh?
Last one? Yeah, it was a good run, I guess. Whatever.
We're out of shows.
I guess I'll pick any one of other innumerable podcasts to listen
There
to
are
now.
no more TV shows left to do. We did it.
We watched.
So not true.
We've watched all 25 TV shows on and that have ever existed. So we're done. Nope. What does that mean for everybody listening? Nothing really. It just means that next we're not going to miss a Wednesday. We'll keep going as normal. There's a possibility that we're going to have a bonus episode kind of in between.
Bonus Jonas.
We're gonna do one of two things, and it's because mostly I haven't talked to these other two about it.
Some
And
inside
very
baseball.
professional.
Here we go.
Well, we've talked about it. We're either gonna do a bonus episode.
Nope.
Okay.
Love. Oh man,
You're gonna say no matter what,
he was.
and I was like, in my finish was like, and give everyone $100 extra. We're either going to do a bonus episode in between, just kind of a random one in between the Wednesdays, which is when this podcast comes out, every Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Or we'll just have next week be our kind of in-between show while we get ready for season 2.
Oh,
So either way, we're not going to miss a Wednesday.
I kind of like the idea of giving it its own week.
The little bonus thing.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of like a season 1 recap. It'll be our own little clip show.
Yeah, we'll have... Okay, I'm out on this idea.
Are we gonna wait in that middle episode? Are we gonna listen to the first one and then the last one of season 1?
I quit.
Or is this just
No.
we just ended our FNL fiscal year? We're gonna do our taxes.
I don't think we have
listen.
anything to file.
Tune in.
Listen to us while we do our taxes. But yeah, we'll discuss our favorites of the last season and whatnot, and probably just banter a lot. So it'll be a what we thought about season 1 or the shows that we watched during season 1, and then a little get to know us, maybe not,
Depending
on how
We're gonna tell some secrets.
how much we want to share. Oh, secret! Are you promising a secret?
Secrets.
Jimmy's promising secrets next week.
A secret. I mean, it's only season 1. I keep some secrets for the other seasons.
Okay, sure.
You don't have that many
Tune
secrets.
in next week for secrets.
I've won.
But before we do that, we have this episode to do.
Yeah, we do.
And Jimmy's excited. He's picked the show this week, and we don't know what it is. Jimmy, what's the show? What
Jacked about the show. This is one of my all-time favorite shows. It's in the Writers Guild of America, top 10 best written shows ever. Josh thinks this show is The Wire.
I can't remember. I don't.
It
know.
is The West Wing.
Dinosaurs? Oh!
I was like, I can't even remember the name of the show.
Listeners know what I was doing there.
Oh. See, we were texting this week, and you said you were jacked about our show, and I totally thought it was Will and Grace.
Wait, explain that logic, Joe.
Because there's a Jack in it, right?
Character named Jack.
Oh, you thought he was just being super punny?
Yeah, I thought he was trying to hint at what the show is. I was like, I get it, Jimmy. You're doing Will and Grace.
Fucking drop it, Jimmy. We get it. Will and Grace.
But this is a good pick though, because Josh, you haven't seen it?
I don't know anything. I think it's The Wire.
I've seen a couple episodes here and there, but I haven't seen it.
It's about President Trump, right?
Oh my god.
Is that?
Yeah, to a T, pretty much.
It's a reality
exactly what
TV
he's
show
doing.
about what's happening in the White House right now.
I mean, we'll find out. We will find out. You will find out.
So, where do we go from here?
Jimmy,
do you know
Jimmy, so
anything
you've seen
about
all
this
of it
show?
or what?
I've seen all of it. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure I've
You must
seen the
love
last
this show.
season.
You must love
Okay,
this
here's
show
the
a whole
thing.
lot.
I wasn't gonna go into it yet, because Aaron Sorkin is a fave of mine. He wrote he's written a lot, but he wrote A Few Good Men. He wrote this show and Social Network, which he won an Oscar for.
Justin Timberlake
Best
was great
Writing.
in that movie.
Yeah, he was perfect in that movie.
I like that movie.
Yeah,
And he'll never find a role that perfect for him. Fucking douchebag Sean Parker.
Ooh.
It's great.
Yeah, no, it was a well written movie.
Is this
Like
show
I'm
like
saying.
the social disorder or what's it? What that movie that we were talking about?
No,
The social book.
The Social Network.
Yeah.
No, it's not that.
The Zanga book.
Mike Zuckerberg. Yeah, this is about Zanga. This is different. No, this is predates. No, but anyway, he
Predates
wrote a lot
Zanga.
of great things, but he didn't. He wrote and created the show, but he didn't write the whole show. So I've seen
Did he,
the
like-
first.
So he like J.J. Abrams it, where he like created it, started like working on it, and then like kind of went away.
No, he had some like personal problems, and he got arrested for possession of shrooms.
You get arrested for that?
Apparently.
Gotta hide some shit.
Jeez. And we'll be back after we watch an episode.
After
and
we
Josh
hide all the
hides.
shrooms.
After I hide my shrooms.
But yeah, so the show just kind of goes down here for a little bit. So there's like a few seasons after he left that I've seen, but like not paid that much
No
attention.
worries. I probably won't ever watch those seasons.
How many
Well,
seasons are
I
there?
hope you do. There's 7.
Okay.
When did it start?
Ooh.
Approximate?
Good question. 90,
90
early 90s.
98.
99.
Yeah. Man, I was about to say that.
But you didn't.
I
So
didn't give
close.
Same year Final Fantasy IX came out. So
Same year The Matrix
So I
came
like,
out.
hey, I like Final Fantasy IX, so maybe I'll really like The
Then
Wire.
I like The Matrix.
Get it? I called it The Wire. Go McGarnagle.
Yeah, stop.
What's his name?
The Wire is also the Wire is actually one higher on the Writers Guild of America like list of shows, and it's after watching it, it's hard to believe that because I love this show so hard.
You only watched 2 episodes of The Wire.
After watching 2 episodes of The Wire, I can't believe that it's better than The West Wing.
So I'm ready. Let me walk you through the first episode.
Yeah.
So our main character, John Wing, he
You say Wing?
yeah.
Okay, Wing.
Yeah. He lives in the West Wing, John Wing.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Jonathan Wing.
Jonathan Wing. Jonathan W. Wing. He is appointed the press secretary for the president.
Okay.
In the year is 2002. For some reason, it's 3
He's
years in the
just-
future
but
from when the show
but
started.
the actor is just Sean Spicer.
Well, so the main character, at least what we think right now, is Jonathan W. Wing, and he is the press secretary. So then it's all the hustle and bustle of kind of what goes into proveying. That's not the right. Is that a word?
Provasic?
No, what? I've never heard that word before.
That's from The Fugitive.
I think I was saying portraying, and then I had a stroke, so I said the word purveying, which I don't think is a word. Portraying what the president it means and thinks, and so then he has to deal with that, and then there's a lawyer friend who's like, fucking President Dingle Chomp. That's the president's name. He's said some shit today. He's going to war.
What actor plays the president? Because we've talked about this on this show.
Who plays President Dingle Chomp?
Yes.
It is Bill Hader.
God damn it.
Is he like aged up, or is he playing like present day Bill Hader?
I was
Or 1999
you know
Bill
what's funny is I
Hader?
couldn't come up with the guy's name. Who's the
Nick
guy
Gruber?
who's the guy who's Ultron's voice?
Spader.
James
Spader. That was
Bill
that's gonna
Hader,
guess.
James Spader.
Bill Hader. I was close, so I did know that guy's name in my head because I went Bill Hader instead of James Spader. So President Dingle Chop is played by James Spader. John W. Wing is played by Rob Lowe.
Okay.
And then they have their lawyer friend who is like, I would say like some sort of discount Robert Downey Jr. Like not on that coke level yet,
Okay.
but he's working on it.
It's coke-ish.
He's coke. Yeah, he's coke adjacent.
Wait, he's late 90s Downey Jr., but he's not Coke?
Well, he's the poor man's Robert
Yeah,
Downey.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And so it's like those three. It's a buddy drama with the president, Dingle Chomp, John W. Wing, and poor man's Robert Downey Jr. attorney.
Okay.
His name.
So he's just an attorney. He doesn't work in the White House.
Well, he's like a presidential attorney.
House.
Okay, he's the general counsel.
Sure. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it for me, Joe. And so yeah, that happens, and I'm assuming maybe. I wouldn't say the issue right away. They're gonna say like, oh, this is super fast paced. This is crazy. Look how crazy the West Wing is. And I wouldn't say like fear of war or like missile attack will happen in the first episode, but like,
like 9/11.
no, something
Show that predicts 9/11.
I was gonna say airplane crash, and then you fucking said 9/11. What month did 9/11 happen in, Jimmy?
Jimmy, pop quiz. Do you remember when 9/11 was?
Quiz. What year was 9/11? This is a bad reoccurring joke. Here we go.
It's not fair.
It's that podcast with the recurring 9/11 joke.
You hear that podcast? They talk about TV shows, but they just make like fun of 9/11. Yeah, remember that one? They think that the grandma from Family Matters looks like the grandma from Dinosaurs.
Google it, my friends.
Google it.
Google it.
They look really similar.
There's similar design.
Crazy.
Similar puppet design.
So yeah, so those three. It's a buddy drama.
Cool. Favorite president?
Oh, just in general for me,
Real life favorite president?
Bill Clinton.
All right.
Dirty Bill.
I mean, let's be honest. He ain't the dirtiest one. There is sitting currently in the White House.
It gets dirtier.
It gets dirtier. I like George Bush looking back because he's just silly now and the country survived it. Like,
Yeah.
like that lovable buffoon made it. Like, So the comicalness of that 4 years is pretty great.
The comedy of hundreds of U.S. soldiers dead in Iraq.
Whoa, that's not what it's going. All right, we should get to the show.
I was really excited to watch this show.
Yeah, have I ruined it for you?
Now you just wish it was about President
are
Dingleberry.
you
I just want you guys to leave, and I'll watch the show.
I was gonna say, were you excited until I like said perfectly what the show was about?
Oh yeah, just to a T.
Spot on. I'm ready. Is there what else we have to talk about?
I mean,
I guess Joe, I don't really know what you're.
I've seen like the first handful of episodes, maybe like the first 4 or 5, so I can't really make predicts about what the structure is, but I don't remember exactly what's in the first episode. I'm sure there's some sort of crisis.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like a plane crash, not 9/11, because it's 2002. 1 year, by the way, Jimmy, after 9/11 happened.
I predict that you guys will really want to watch the second episode after watching this first episode.
Sounds like there's a cliffhanger. That's what I predict.
Yeah. I mean, I think this show's has a lot of continuity to it, so
yeah, we'll see.
Let's just watch it.
All right, let's get in it. I elect.
Fire it up.
We fire it up. See you then. After that, listeners. We are back from a presidential first episode. First and last.
Yeah.
I've watched the first episode of The Wire twice now.
No.
The West World.
I've watched The Westworld. The Westworld Wire.
That's a very different show. Wow, is that a different show?
I liked it. It was good.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I have right now. Right now, I'm pro this show.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'd seen this before, but I think I think I lulled more than the first time I saw it, just because I was paying a little bit more attention, I think.
We do watch with a critical eye here on First and Last.
So, so much happens in Aaron Sorkin's shows because they're so dialogue driven that, like, if you're not paying attention for a little bit, you might miss some stuff.
There is like too many people trying to be introduced in this first episode.
Like, I mean, it's the staff.
I wrote down 3 people's names, like what their real name is, what I think their job is, and what their character's name is.
Yeah. All right.
And so that would be 9 different things I wrote down. And
Sure.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 out of 9 written down.
Okay.
So
Yeah, they do repeat their names a lot. I noticed this time.
But I skipped. Like, I mean, Rob Lowe said his full name like 3 times.
Yeah.
But it took till the 3rd time for me to know, oh, that's his last name's not Seymour. It's Seaborn.
Yep.
So, but do you have
I'll do a quick
synopsis?
synopsis. It uses a lot of names, so it might be hard.
I mean, I'll remember
It's
it.
semi hard to follow, but the West Wing staffers are introduced as each learns via phone or pager that the president was in a cycling accident.
A bicycling
accident. President Bartlett,
Dingle Chop. Never heard his name.
played by Martin Sheen,
Charlie Sheen.
not Charlie Sheen, nor Bill Hader. Josh faces the possible loss of his job after an on-air insult of a political opponent, which Toby tries to prevent by having Josh make a personal apology. Sam Seaborn, Rob Lowe, has a fling with a girl who, unbeknownst to him, is a call girl, which puts him in hot water, which compounds when he ineptly leaks it to his boss, Leo McGarry's daughter, while trying to lecture her class of 4th graders about the White House. Leo must deal with the fallout from Josh's blunder, as well as Cuban refugees who escaped on rafts.
So Leo
What's
was
up?
the guy who was New York smart.
No.
Oh, that's the other guy. Okay, got it.
That's Toby.
See, too many people.
That's Rob Schiff,
Okay,
a.k.a. Eddie from The Lost World.
got it.
Also, he was in a show that we watched. Oh, it was Doogie Howser. Anyway,
He was Doogie.
he was not Doogie. He was a grown man. So Cuban refugees escaping on rafts, seeking asylum was a thing. The president walks in during Josh's apology, recites the first commandment, and lambasts 3 Christian Poles for not... Poles, I guess, is short for political people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burn
for
him
not denouncing a fringe
Burn
group.
him down, am I right?
So basically, Bartlett gets in an accident with his bike. Sam sleeps with a hooker. Josh insults a religious group.
It's a Josh thing we do.
Joshes do that. Josh Lyman, a.k.a. Bradley Whitford, who's also in Cabin in the Woods.
He was one of my parts. Before we started, I said I wrote down
Oh, yeah.
3 people, what their job was, and what their character's name was. And the only thing I had for him was Josh Lyman. I did not know what his real name was, and I have no idea what his job at the White House is.
He's the deputy chief of staff, I think. Is that it? Because it's Toby, the chief of staff.
Well, I think Leo is the
Leo,
chief
yeah,
of
that's what I
staff.
meant. Leo's the chief of staff.
And he's his, like, assistant, basically.
Yeah, so he's the deputy chief of staff. Or
Yeah, deputy to
Josh
the chief.
is the deputy to the chief of staff. And then Toby is the communications director.
Yep.
And Sam is the deputy to the communications director.
Sam is the White House Deputy Commissions Director.
Yeah.
I wrote,
Yeah.
he said that when he was like, my name is Sam Seaborn, and I'm the White House Deputy Commissions
Basically,
Director.
Toby writes speeches, and Sam also writes speeches.
Yeah, he helps writing of the speeches.
And then Allison Janney's the actual press secretary.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
best.
She's the Sean Spicer.
That's it.
And her
Only
name is
she's
CJ.
So bomb.
They called her CJ.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, somebody else did, whose name I don't know. So that's the one thing. I mean, it was good, and it was pretty overwhelming about halfway through when I was like, I don't have a clue who you are, and like there's way too many. Like I didn't write the president down because obviously Martin Sheen his job is president, and his character's name is President Dinglechomp.
Dang it!
I want to point out, I know he's President Bartlett. They never said his name in this episode, so inconclusive whether or not I was right or wrong about Dinglechomp, according to first episode rules. 1 point.
Well, yeah, and I wondered if when people were watching this for the first time, maybe it's probably a lot of marketing around Martin Sheen as the president, but I bet there's some people who watched this first episode and didn't really know what was going on. And when like Martin Sheen walks in and starts like talking shit to these people, they're just like, who is this guy? And then it's like, oh shit, he's the president.
Right. I
thought they did a good job with that, how he walks in the last, I mean, that's like the last scene. You don't see the president.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that he doesn't show up until the very end.
And he comes in just swinging, putting people in their place.
I would say I had two really great, there's two parts of this episode that I enjoyed a lot. Everything else I was confused about.
Right.
But there was two spots that I really liked. When Rob Lowe got taken out by the teacher and he made his like speech about, he's like, my friend's going to get fired because he said stuff that makes sense on TV. And I think I slept with a prostitute, and just tell me who my boss's daughter is. Like, like that whole thing. That was really funny. That was just classic Rob Lowe. Yeah. And I was like, okay, if he just does one of those speeches every single episode, I'd watch 7 seasons of the show just for Rob Lowe. And then when the Josh Lyman guy and his 2 people met with the 3 religious people, and it was like getting like heated and weird. Yeah. And then once the one guy got real mad about being called a Jew, essentially, he's like, nope, not having that. We're getting to a fight now.
And I tried to sneak it.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the meanest type of.
Yeah. Well, so Josh Lyman says, like, calls this lady out and says, like, she's evangelical Christian, and her like God is busy trying to evade tax fraud, because that's what evangelical pastors apparently do.
Man, no, God wants you to have that plane so you
need that plane to save
souls. Because you'd look silly
for Jesus
standing up and praying in a commercial airliner.
I bet Jesus had a plane.
He did.
Prove it that he didn't.
Power of flight. It's a plane in of itself.
So then he does that, he slips up like that, and so they come in and they like, she's like, what are we gonna get? Are we gonna get to pray in school? Are you gonna get
she said
pornography?
The two things that she wanted were 2 things that were absolutely never happening, which was, I either want prayer in school or I want you to like get rid of pornography.
Yeah, I guess ban pornography.
I don't know. How would that even, if people just in general, just the way like the world is, just, I mean, America in its own world, the greatest world in the world, if you will, America. Yeah. If you were like, hey, pornography's banned, that is like prohibition times 1,000 probably. Like it would just be prohibition again. Like there would just be like weird porn or something. Like it would just be the amount of porn magazines children find in the woods would like triple.
People just dumping them in the woods.
I don't know. You talk to any like, I feel like you talk to any like 40-year-old man. You're like, so did you ever like see porn? And he was like, I found a magazine in the woods when I was 7 once. Like it's like every boy's like first boob.
Wow.
Just saying. But that part when they talked, that was a good part. I like that part.
Well, because they brought him in because the whole episode they were just telling Josh, you just have to apologize, even if you don't like believe it or whatever. You just have to apologize and save your job. Yeah. And he's like, whatever. So he does apologize to them, and then after that, they're still like, okay, what do we get for this?
Right.
And then they said 2 things that can't possibly happen.
Yeah.
The parents in school thing is just funny because it was just like, I get it. You're like, you're religious and you want religion to be prominent, but it was like, you don't understand how technically, at least on paper, how this entire country is supposed to work.
Yeah.
called separation of church and
Or,
state.
yeah, and they wanted like abstinence only sex ed. I think
Oh,
was
she
one
said,
of
yeah,
the
get rid of
options.
condoms.
Yeah, there was a couple
Yeah.
other things,
But
but
just look at
I
any.
mean, it's political. It's politics.
I mean,
you
yeah,
know,
I
she's
know.
trying to.
Well, it's just people that want stuff like that, just in general, just don't get it. It's like it's supposed to be separate for a reason, but it's not.
But she's
It
arguing
never
that
is.
like
Luckily,
that,
our
like,
president now is
Christians
Christian.
vote. Anyway, okay. What else, Joe?
Pagers, huh?
Yeah, pagers are a thing.
That's literally one of my notes. It just says pagers, huh?
Oh my God, who didn't see the pager swap? Man,
The most obvious pager
Yeah, there's a
swap.
snafu where Sam and his call girl lady friend have the same pager and they accidentally switch.
what?
So
And
she's getting pages that
these
she
things
should be
look
getting.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
I feel like I still don't really understand how pagers work. So someone sends you a page and it's like short text or mostly numbers, and then you're just supposed to call them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's literally.
it's like the first text message, except you don't have the ability to call back with that device. You have to
Yeah.
go to a different device to call them
It's
back.
Or
time
like
for you
go to
to
like
do
a
something now.
payphone to call back. You're like, oh, I got a page. I gotta call someone. Real
Hope I
quick.
got a pocket full of quarters.
I mean,
Yeah.
it might just be like a page to like be somewhere if it's like your job, you know,
Well, yeah, because like doctors
like
wear
medical pagers.
wear
yeah.
pagers, and they just be like page, and it's like, oh, I need to be in ER room 10 now. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's not really for.
I don't know.
It's just for paging. It's not for communication. It's not like, yo, what's up?
Yeah,
I need a pager, Joe, so I can just page you. Yo, what up?
Sup? Should we
Sup.
just have sup pagers so like we could just sup each other on our pagers?
you're gonna have FNL
Every Friday,
sup
every
pagers.
Friday night at 8:30 to 9 p.m. I'm gonna get a sup from Joe,
But on your pager.
but on my pager instead of my cell phone where I can just text you back.
I bet if you like were to find a pager somewhere, which I'm sure you can, it like a plan for that would just be outrageously expensive now. Like the technology's all outdated. It's not on like the same towers that like
Maybe
your
we should-
phones are on.
Why don't we do like an Indiegogo campaign, like a first and last Indiegogo campaign?
It's like bring back pagers.
Bring back pagers, but they're Wi-Fi pagers.
Huh.
Huh?
Huh.
Yeah.
So as long as you're within Wi-Fi, you can get a page. But you can't page back because it's a pager
Yeah.
still.
I mean, yeah, if I had a pager, I would just leave my phone at home.
So then you can, so then you can, you don't have to pay extra. It's just one price, cost of the pager, $99.99. 3 installments of $33.33 if you want.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And so many people will buy that.
It's an ironic page. It'll be funny. It is funny.
What's
I get a
sad is
pager.
too many people would actually buy that. And they would. And I feel bad for them already.
Oh man, that's cool. It's cool. Name the pager. I'll come with the pager name later. I'll come up with it. New pager
Alright.
name.
Let's call it a beeper.
No, I can see what you're saying. I have 2 questions for you guys before we get into predictions and or anything else. Number 1, they ate at a diner. Josh ate in a diner with that girl. Do you think that diner is in Washington D.C.?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I bet it's real.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
it to be real. I want it just to be like someone like was like, "Hey, I've been to that diner."
It's now an Applebee's, but yeah, I bet it was real at some point.
I'm
P.F.
pretty
Chang's.
sure. I'm pretty sure that there's a part in this, and let me know if this sounds familiar and it's from something else. I'm pretty sure it's from this show that the president has like a secret place that he goes, to get like great ribs from a guy. It's kind of like it's not like a food truck because it's not a truck, but it's like a shack, like a kiosk,
Like
kind
a
of
walk-up stand.
Yeah, walk up place.
Gotcha.
Where they can get like the best ribs. It's like a DC thing.
I mean, I've never seen that before, and I couldn't tell you if it's from this show because
Okay.
this is the first
Seems real.
episode I've ever seen
Yeah.
of this show.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Like a wise old man.
Second question, and it's mostly this irks me. What do you guys think? Why did stop naming your pilot? Name it a name.
Maybe it's just industry standard, man. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
what you do
industry
if
standard.
you're a pro.
Just
you know,
put it
you
in
show up
Put it in parentheses.
with your pilot.
Pilot.
Maybe
It's episode 1 of the show. It's West Wing S1E1 dash Dinglechop breaks his ankle parentheses pilot.
Yeah, okay.
It's not that hard.
Sure.
Just put some effort in. Tell me you think this is gonna go somewhere. Pilot means we'll figure it out. Maybe not. I just want a name.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Pilot. You guys don't care?
I mean,
I don't think either one of you care. Do you care?
changing the whole industry, man.
Well, some shows are called things.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like newer shows.
Alias had a name for its pilot.
Oh, that's true.
I know this because
I don't
every
remember.
single week when I upload these, I look up the name to the pilot and the finale again. Every week.
Huh.
And every more than half have all been named pilot.
Mm-hmm.
They don't name it finale.
Sure.
They should.
That's because the show's already going.
Well, maybe
They don't have anything to prove. They're being canceled.
I mean, the last episode of Breaking Bad was called Felina. It's kind of like finale.
What Dad had
Yeah.
a whole. You even told us the
Is that
whole story behind
Spanish
it.
for
There's a whole story behind that.
finale?
I'm just
Oh,
saying,
that's right. You
Yeah.
did tell us about that.
stop calling it pilot. Have some respect for your trade.
Got some bad news for you, Josh.
What?
This is gonna happen a lot.
I mean, we're over.
I want to know. I want some insight onto why that is. There must be a reason for it.
I always thought that if I were somehow put in charge of a network TV show, that I would call the first episode pilot, but have it be about like a commercial airline pilot. Like somehow that first episode
Like
has
Wings.
to deal with a pilot. Yeah.
God, I can't wait till we first and last.
No, I mean like
Wings.
the show isn't about pilots at all, but
Oh.
like that first episode is about a pilot. Like if it was Community or something, like a pilot joins their study group for that one episode, but
Just
then he's
for that.
gone. Just so you can call it pilot.
What is this show about that you're making, Joe?
It's it's a man and a woman that work at a pie shop together.
Is it called Pies, Pies, Pies?
No,
Oh,
nice.
that's stupid. It's called Pie World.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like spooky like murders going on in their town. They think it might be supernatural, and they investigate it. But it's a comedy. Also,
Pies.
there's nothing romantic at all going on between them.
No, we know that, Joe. So in the first episode, where's the pilot come in?
Oh, there's an out of
He
town.
gets murdered.
Yeah, there's an out of town pilot
This
who
sounds
gets
like Twin
stuck in their
Peaks.
town, who comes into the pie shop to have some pie, and then later that night he gets murdered.
This actually sounds exactly like Twin Peaks. Have
I've
you
never
seen Twin
I've
Peaks?
never seen Twin Peaks.
This is literally supernatural murders. There's like a oh man.
But is it a comedy?
I think there are parts that are funny.
Okay, so
It's
it's
technically a drama.
that's my pitch. It's Twin Peaks but hilarious.
What's the show called?
Pie World.
Oh, it's just called the name of the pie store.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were naming the show. I didn't know you were naming
I thought
the store.
I thought the show. I thought you were naming the store.
Okay, yeah, the name of the show and store is Pie World.
Okay.
And the episode's called Pilot.
Hit me up, Hollywood.
And the episode's called Pilot. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Hit Joe up. He's the creator. We're both EPs, just in case anyone was wondering. So can't.
It's actually starring Jimmy. Jimmy plays the male lead.
Nice.
What's his
I've been waiting for this day.
Steve Darwin. And he's playing opposite Allison Brie as Rodriga Fernandez.
She's playing a Spanish. Alison Brie's playing a Spanish woman.
Yeah, it's gonna be controversial a little bit, but you know what? We're just rolling.
All right.
I can't go on.
Well, with that, should we roll into predictions?
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear these predictions.
Can I do mine?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Actually,
was
Joe, would you?
I was gonna sit in dead silence until someone answered me. I would have waited 15 minutes.
Castlevania?
Yeah, that's a show on Netflix, Joe.
Weird.
All right, back to what we're talking about. The screensaver on my TV is just going through shows. Joe's like, shows? Last episode, there's a new president that has been elected, and it's that, like, what is it, like the January 20th, like, induction day? What's it called? When they swear on the Bible? Inauguration day?
Yeah.
It's inauguration day. So it's legitimately last day of everybody else being there.
Cool.
Kind of thing. They're like, cool, president, the new president, obviously his name is President, Ragamuffin. Okay.
He's a man?
Yeah.
What's he look like?
Oh, an old white guy.
Oh, great.
Wow.
Oh, what? You think I'm going to be wrong? Next, Sam Seaborn, the White House Deputy Commissions Director, played by Rob Lowe, is now married to that hooker.
Oh.
That's just an outrageous sentence.
I think they had chemistry.
Yeah, they really did.
And she was cute. And then the third one that I have is there will be a dog in this episode. I dare say it's the president's dog, but either way, there is a dog.
I like it. So where?
Oh, and his name is Muffin.
Okay.
His name.
Is the president a Democrat?
The new one?
Yeah.
Republican.
Okay.
President Ragamuffin Republican.
Interesting. But Rob Lowe still works for him?
John Ragamuffin.
He just switched parties?
No. They don't.
Oh, he's not.
They're all
White House
leaving.
anymore.
It's like all their last days.
Ah, okay.
Because they're switching. Because they're the Democratic. They're Dingle Chomp's staff. You know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right.
Joe?
Mine was kind of similar. So I also have.
You had President Ragamuffin being elected too?
I mean, we might as well call him Ragamuffin, but I have a new Republican president.
Oh, is that why you asked me what he was?
Yeah, he's a Republican, but he's also very moderate as far as 2005 Republicans go. And I think there's kind of a struggle between how moderate he is and how conservative his staff wants to be. But
he's like too much of a loose cannon because he's too moderate.
Yeah, he's like, hey, why don't we actually like try to help people instead of just cutting taxes? And they're like, that's ridiculous. And then that's a laugh line. That's where people laugh.
That's where the laugh track goes.
Yeah, there's a laugh track now on this show. I think that Josh Lyman stays somehow. Maybe he switches parties and becomes the chief of staff just because he believes in the office of the president, and he believes in this new Republican president, even though he's of the opposite party. I think Rob Lowe is gone. He just doesn't exist anymore in the show.
God, I hate that. That's probably true.
Yeah.
I feel like Rob Lowe's the reason I'm going to stay in this show. Like the season Rob Lowe stops is the season I stopped watching Parks and Rec. The reason I'm going to stop watching.
Wait, was he?
The Wire.
He wasn't in the whole thing?
Not technically.
No, yeah, him and Anne like leave to Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that you said her character name and not her real name.
Ann Perkins.
I have that the episode ends with a long speech about
you Frasier in it?
Yeah, it's like a kind of a Frasier speech about the importance of the White House or the presidency, but it's not from the president.
Who's going to end this episode of season 1 with a long speech about how...
Oh, shit. I don't know. Let's all give it our best shot, and we'll just edit in the best one.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, long speech from a character, not the president. And then my last one is that this whole show exists in a completely different timeline than the real world, such that there's no 9/11 and no Iraq War. Like, they don't, like, touch on, like, those real-life things that are happening, like, in very much real time. It just doesn't exist in this show.
Yeah, because the show went to 2006, so they definitely knew about 9/11.
Yep, and they knew about the Iraq War.
Yeah, they heard about that one, too.
But those things just don't exist in this show.
I'll give you a point right now.
I think they just don't. Those are too hot button. There's...
Well, because they already start out in, like, an alternate universe, right? Because it's 1999 and the president is Bartlett.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's even like
true.
It's his first term, so it's like not only does President Clinton not exist, like maybe like President Bush like won a second term, or maybe Bush doesn't exist either. Like, it's completely different.
Rob Lowe doesn't exist in this universe.
Not as Rob Lowe.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Alternate universes.
Weird, man.
All right.
This is such a crazy sci-fi show. Let's get into the final.
Time travel.
I mean, Jimmy, do you have any before we dive? Do you got any cues or something for us?
Well, my only thing.
Any leading questions?
So all the questions that I was coming up with were basically things that you all touched on, like, is Bartlett still going to be the president? Is the staff going to be around? Like, what's going to be happening? So, like I said in the first part, Aaron Sorkin left because there was a lot of stuff going on. Like, he was I guess he had a pretty hectic, like, writing schedule. Like, caused a lot of expensive, like, canceling of actors and locations and stuff. And so he has had problems, plus the mushrooms. And so he left, and the director left, and that was actually a big deal. Tommy Shalami. And he was the one who, like, so they had all the, like, walk and talk. He like is the big walk and talk director, so they have a million of those long shot things where they're walking through the White House.
So you're saying last episode I should say a lot of stop and talks?
There's probably gonna be a bunch of walk and talks still. That he coined the walk and talk.
Yeah. Walk and talk. I'm saying
which makes this show
stop and chat. Can't
just a lot of coffee shop
satin chat.
Yeah, there we go. Walk and talk. Now there's some satin chats. All right, guys, we're gonna see you after the finale. Hopefully not entitled the finale of The West Wing.
The best show of all time.
Sure, Jimmy. We'll see you then. We'll see you once we watch that.
All right, see ya. I don't care.
Good night. And we're back.
Ooh, back.
And we're back. Back.
We did it. We finished the finale of The West Wing.
Tomorrow, Santos.
No, we did it today.
And his staff prepare for the inauguration as Bartlett and his team look back on their years in the White House. That's literally the best summary I could find.
That's pretty much it.
That's basically what happened.
There's a lot of, like, longing looks at the White House. And
you said they looked
out.
back, but there wasn't a single clip.
There was
from
not
previous.
A clip. There was callbacks though.
Congrats on no clips.
Yeah.
My proverbial hat is tipped.
What about your literal hat?
I'm not wearing a hat, Jimmy.
They don't know.
They
didn't know.
I'm not a liar. Not about hats, at least.
Like, the first thing that struck me was that it, like, was clearly not an Aaron Sorkin episode because it was very visual. Like, most of the episode was them being like, the White House, and then they, like, look at the room. Like, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying it was very visual. Like, it was about, like, just reading the actors' faces and their expressions about
as opposed
things.
to, like, the dialogue.
Yeah.
Just the mounting papers of dialogue. Just hundreds of pages per episode.
Yeah, not a whole lot of dialogue in this one.
Didn't have a Rob Lowe exposition, so not my favorite episode of West Wing.
Yeah, you barely saw him.
Luckily,
this is lines.
Luckily, this is the last episode, so if this is the only one he didn't have a lot of exposition, means I don't have to watch the next one because
Rob Lowe
doesn't exist.
Did leave for a while, and actually, I guess this show, like, when they first started it, they were like seeing it as like this show is gonna more revolve around him and Sam Seaborn's character, but then, like, when they drop Bartlett in at the end of that first episode, like, he just, like, pulled really well, to use a political reference.
Oh, you mean the great actor Martin Sheen did everyone liked?
Yeah.
Crazy. How'd that happen?
Yeah, but he's not, like, Heartthrob Rob Lowe, you know?
Yeah, but he's just like, he walked in and he was like, what up? I'm a fucking great actor and I'm doing a great job. Like, he was like
Yeah.
one of the best parts of that show.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So
But-
it's not surprising to me that he
Sure.
pulled well.
Yeah. But so they just started to make it more about...
Yeah.
He became more and more a part, a focus of each episode, where, like, in that first episode, he was, you know...
Yep.
An afterthought almost. Not an afterthought, because he was the punchline.
He was the punch.
But...
So yeah, Rob Lowe came back for this episode then.
Well, so after after a few seasons, because like Sam wasn't like being as much of a role, he like left.
Okay.
They kind of wrote him out, kind of, but he was still like he had a foot in the door.
Yeah.
So he would come back around every once in a while. And then like this last season, when you're following like Santos.
Oh, do you like follow that guy?
Then yeah, it's kind of like, because the whole last season is like the what do you call it? Just
campaign.
The campaign for this new election, where Bartlett's leaving, and so you're following the people campaigning for the new presidency, and then it's like some of these people in the staff are like, who do we want to endorse? And then they're looking for jobs, so they're like trying to. That's why Josh like ends up hopping on.
Yeah.
Santos.
Looks like he's like chief of staff.
Yep. So
Where
now
they're-
he's
Do you
the
know
Leo.
what Rob Lowe's job is? Because it looks like he's there.
I assume he's the new Toby. I assume he's this, but I can't remember.
So did Toby kill someone or what? What did he do?
No. Toby had a brother who's like a NASA scientist guy who died of like cancer or something. Earlier in the seasons, but like he told Toby that there was some like secret NASA ship and some stuff went
Aliens?
some stuff went down where like information about it was leaked.
Aliens.
No, just that there was like some top secret work, and it was like I don't know. A lot of people got in trouble for like
SpaceX?
treason and stuff. Yeah, that stuff. It was with Russia and the U.S. and I don't know. I don't remember how the whole thing went down. There's
Toby
just
spilt
secrets. And Toby technically spilt it, and like
Toby's in every show are the worst.
yeah, I suppose.
The Office.
Toby's really great in this show up until you really root for Toby in this show.
Sounds like he
Even
broke
in
the
this,
law.
you're really he didn't do it on purpose. And he was like, when he did it, I think he was talking
Intent
about
doesn't matter in the eyes of the law.
that totally does. It's a whole different crime then.
Still a crime.
Okay, yeah, but okay. What
I'm
else?
a judge,
What else,
Jimmy. It was a good episode. I just think it was a good episode. I liked it. I still like all the bunch of characters from the first episode were still all around, you know?
Yeah.
And like some of the ones that were obviously like secretaries kind of the beginning, like seemed like they had higher roles, like that one girl.
Yeah, Donna,
Sure.
Josh's flame. Who that never happens.
Hey man, don't ruin the middle for me. All right.
I mean, sure, if you're
This
gonna.
is called first and last, not first, middle, and last. But
So excited now because there's so many things that I couldn't say before.
well, you can't say them now either.
All right.
Just kidding. But so I mean, it was cool because you saw those people. I like that Allison Janney was still around because she's dope.
Miss Perky.
Yeah, what is
10
that?
things I hate about
Yeah.
Miss
it's her.
Perky.
Oh.
She's Miss Perky in Ten
Chum
Things I Hate
Scrubber.
Jump Scrubber Mom.
Yeah, Horror Mom, the show that I refuse to watch because this looks really, really bad. It's
Wait,
with her and the lady
it's called
from
the Mother, isn't it?
It's just called Mom.
Mom.
Mother.
Oh, it's just called Mom.
Josh calls it Mother though
I call
because he's proper.
I call it Mother.
Or is it Moms? Is it plural Moms?
Mothers.
Who's the other lady? It's with the blonde lady who's in like the scary movies and all that stuff.
Sydney.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. She's in House Bunny.
Sure, yeah.
What's
Yeah.
House Bunny?
It's the one where like a
She's in
Playboy
a lot of
Playmate
spoofs.
is like the house
Anna Faris?
mom.
Anna Faris.
Yeah.
She was married or dating Chris Pratt, and I think they got divorced.
Yeah. Yeah.
Power couple, man. What happened?
Yeah. Real great.
Yeah.
Let's spend the rest of the episode talking about power couples.
Speaking of which, so the reason I thought to do West Wing legitimately last week, I thought about this because we watched Babylon 5 and Kaniki from Greece was in that show. And his girlfriend, who he thinks gets knocked up, and that's like their whole plot line in Greece.
Yeah.
Her name's Rizzo, and she's Jed's wife in this.
Oh, okay.
Abby Bartlett.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
why
yeah.
when you
Her
were
name's
like,
Stockard Channing.
when we were watching this and we saw Bartlett's wife, you go, you know who that is?
Do you know?
And I was like,
Do you
yeah,
know?
that's the president's wife.
Yeah.
And then I said, why?
Stockard Channing.
What do you mean besides that? And then you literally didn't answer me for 42
I said I was
minutes.
going to save it for when we hit record.
feel like
And
you-
here we are.
I feel like
I
you
had
said
no
that.
idea. I had no
We
idea.
fast forwarded into time.
Well,
So it's Grease month, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's Grease month.
Greaseman!
You're a John
And
Travolta
so-
show.
No, we're just going to watch Battlefield Earth next week.
Was
That-
he? Oh, that was horrible. That movie's so bad.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
What? All
Why
right.
would I have ever watched it? It's obviously a terrible movie. Tweet at us if you love Battlefield Earth at F&L Podcast.
We just get a bunch of new, it's like Scientologist followers that are tweeting at us.
Hey, man, get that Scientology
Oh,
money.
that's true. Oh, he's a.
Oh, yeah.
Was he in a? What? He had to have been in a show. Was he in a show? Was he in Welcome Back, Kotter? I'm gonna look it up.
He was in the People versus O.J. Simpson.
That's
He played the lawyer.
Should we first and last that? I wonder if he gets he's guilty or not. No.
What else?
Should we
What
first
else?
and last a documentary series.
So Jimmy Smits, who's Santos, is becoming the president.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of shows.
He's been in a lot, and I'll be honest. I think this is an unpopular opinion. I don't think I like him as an actor. I don't think he's ever done anything.
Racist.
No. But, no,
Yeah, it checks out.
I'm just trying to think of like what else he's been in that I've been like, yeah, he nailed it, or like I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I've liked shows he's been in, but I never have liked a show because he was in it.
Sure. In this, he kind of gave me a weird vibe. Like, he was like kind of dorky. Like, he was like the new dorky president.
Travolta totally was in Welcome Back, Kotter. You're welcome.
You're welcome back,
Internet. I was
Cotter.
talking to the internet, not you assholes.
You said you're welcome to the internet?
Yeah.
Don't call the internet assholes.
They know what they did last summer.
But what about you were saying something about him that he was a
But
nerd?
Smits?
Yeah. He was like the new dorky president. Especially compared to Bartlett. Bartlett's so like chill.
Sure. Yeah. I feel like this episode did not do the Smits justice very well.
Yeah,
he has
he's
more
kind of just
depth
along for the
throughout
ride.
the season.
Yeah.
He goes like, yeah,
Or maybe
because
it's
he
just
doesn't
because I
even
saw him
want
in,
to run.
maybe
you
just
know?
because I saw him in long underwear and I was
That
like,
w-
this guy's a dork.
That was the
Sure.
other thing he was in that I've
Sure.
seen. He was in Dexter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a detective or something like that in Dexter,
yeah,
I think.
that makes sense.
And he was just a whatever character in that too. And then obviously he's totally whatever in Star Wars. To me, at
Wow.
least. It's obvious that he was whatever to me in Star Wars. That's what I was saying. Were you super into his character, Joe?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. That was like an agreeing.
It was
Yeah.
fun when they called him back, because what was that, the Han Solo movie
No, that one's not
that he
out
was
yet.
in?
Oh,
I mean,
One.
the Rogue One
He was
movie
in Rogue
he was
One,
in.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty fun for me.
Sure, I guess.
It's a
But
good name.
like,
The
if I would ever
Jimmy
think-
Smits is
Jimmy
a solid
Smits.
name.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's fine. But if I was thinking of anything about, like, if I was thinking of Rogue One at all, I don't think of him at all. Like, you know, I'm thinking about.
No,
I'm just saying, whatever.
but it was
I'm
a fun
whatever
tie.
about that
It was
guy.
a fun tie-in.
Martin Sheen all
Alan
the way.
Alda was in this.
But not really for me. He was like sitting in the crowd in the inauguration.
Yeah, he was much more in the rest of the
But
season.
I'm into Alan Alda. I love Alan Alda. Who doesn't?
He was the
Yeah.
guy that they were saying, like, is this new Secretary of State? Or no?
I don't know if they pointed him as something. Did they say that?
They said something about him, but I don't remember what.
From what I gathered, he ran against Jimmy Smits.
Yep.
And he took a position as Secretary of State.
Okay.
Effectively saying that he's not going to run again in 4 years.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
No, I thought they said
I thought
that they said him doing that kind of sets him up to run again.
I thought that's what I heard too, but either way, it makes sense.
I read that as opposite. No way Republicans are going to nominate a dude who worked for a Democrat.
Yeah, why work together in a democratic society?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. It was good. Yeah, it was definitely a closure to a show, and like I'm just like, yeah, good show. I'm not mad about either one of these episodes that I've seen.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I do wonder though.
Concerned.
If
I hear a concerned voice.
I do wonder if I would lose interest once Aaron Sorkin left, because it is a different vibe.
Yeah, they try to keep the walk and talk kind of stuff, but there's certainly not
Stay
as
away
much
from the
of it.
chat.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not as much of it, and just the dialogue isn't, things are a little more clunky. But one of the head writers did stay on
Okay.
when the director and Aaron Sorkin left. So, things stay intact, but like it does have a different vibe.
So it still might be good, but just not.
You kind of gotta
Sorkin
wait it
vibe.
out for this last season, for a few seasons. It's kind of just things get like batshit. You can tell that he left because they just start like, there's a war now, and like things are getting a little bit like we're keeping people's attention by having more drama. I felt like, but
Gotta hook them views some way.
but so it stays entertaining.
Those Nielsen's ain't gonna rate themselves,
I mean, it's also realistic. Like, have we not been in perpetual war? Like,
Yeah.
how you can have a show about the presidency and not have a war?
Yeah.
You're really going off. Hey, you guys are really going crazy. The United States is at war. What? Don't be like that.
Oh, there's a budget crisis. This is totally unrealistic.
Oh man! Don't say
Trying to get viewers.
recession. We got a great economy. What are you talking about?
Anyways, I got nothing.
Okay,
just
like
transitioning.
staring at you. What, Joe? What are you saying? Predictions?
Yeah, let's look into your predicts.
Well, I'll go with mine because that'll be pretty quick.
Yeah.
My first one was new president on Inauguration Day.
Okay.
100%.
that is
correct.
a check.
Things that inconclusive. Sam is married to the hooker.
He's 100% not.
Inconclusive.
She's in maybe the first 3 episodes, and then you never.
And then there's a dog. I didn't even in a wide shot when they were outside. I don't think I saw.
Yeah.
a
No
dog.
dogs. No dogs in DC.
No
No dogs allowed. Nice.
No dogs.
So I'll give myself a good 1 point, closing off the season strong.
I had Josh Lyman stays, which is true.
Right on, dude.
Rob Lowe is gone, which not
right.
true. New moderate Republican president. Yeah, maybe a half for that since there's a new president, but he's not a Republican.
He's pretty moderate.
I mean,
I'll give you 0.5.
sure.
You ain't get 1 for that shit.
I was gonna give him 0.25 for Rob Logan because he was gone.
No, he was
most
there.
of the time. Okay,
He was there.
0.25.
He said Rob Lowe was
he
not
had
there.
2
Yeah,
lines.
I was more of speaking of as him in the administration. So he
All right.
definitely had an administration job.
Right.
So, I said it ends with a long speech. Definitely not. Or the president says he's thinking about tomorrow, but it wasn't like a long speech like I was
Wasn't very
thinking.
long.
That was one sentence.
Yeah. It was actually one word because he just says tomorrow.
What you thinking about? Tomorrow.
Yeah, had Aaron Sorkin still been on, there would have been a speech.
Speech for
Yeah,
sure.
there was. That was. I mean,
There
yeah,
are a lot of speeches in this show.
Maybe I'm just not like up to date with like this whole like Aaron Sorkin like shit.
Yeah.
What else has he done anything else besides the show?
Besides A Few Good Men, and besides The Social Network,
Okay, so
And
besides
besides
movies, those
The
movies.
Newsroom. It was a really great show on Showtime, on HBO with Jeff Daniels.
I was just like, I mean, besides, because I mean, I never watched
Oh.
West Wing, obviously.
Mm.
So I'm just not saying like, "Oh, this is so Aaron Sorkin kind of thing," and I guess it's just his is just very, just a lot,
very
little
talky.
talk heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's obvious. So if that he was the influence of that, it's definitely obvious that in the last episode there was no conversation over like a minute.
Yeah.
You know.
And then I had that it's a totally different timeline, and that there's no Iraq or no 9/11, and I think that's true because they talk about troops in Kazakhstan.
You kept every time they said Kazakhstan, you went heh, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Every single time. Heh.
It's because I knew I was right.
Is that
But what about all the former presidents that they mentioned that are in our timeline?
What, like JFK?
Well, I mean, like,
Yeah,
it's still
and-
clearly America. It just diverged.
It
at
has
some
to break
point.
at some point.
Yeah, to a different timeline. It's not a completely different universe. It's just a separate timeline.
Yeah.
0.5.
Point. What? All of the points.
I
Different
mean, you could say at
Jimmy
any
like doesn't
time-
want to get you anything right
Okay,
now.
I'm just saying, like,
Jimmy's just doesn't remember if 9/11 happened in the show or not.
I don't actually
Jimmy, did
remember that.
9/11 happen in real
I'm
life?
sure it. I don't think they would have done that. I think that'd be in poor taste.
Yeah.
But also,
Sure
like,
would.
they have like same issues with same like stuff.
I'm sure there's things that are ripped from the headlines and kind of.
But then
mirror
stuff
things, but-
happens that didn't happen in real life too.
Yeah.
Alternate timeline.
Alternate timeline.
I don't know. I'm fighting for Joe to get points. I don't want
I
him
mean,
to get
it's
points.
not a
Full-on
documentary.
point.
Of course, it's
All right, cool.
it's a
0.5.
TV. show.
0.5.
Why
All right.
only a half though?
Because I just don't want to give you. Because Jimmy doesn't want to give you any. Obviously,
I'm just saying, like,
Jimmy's so against giving you a single point for this, and I'm trying to give you 0.5.
Well,
Why 1?
I say 3, and let's just take the
You got 3
average.
points?
sold.
I don't care, man. You write down 1 through 0.5 somewhere on that piece of paper, and we'll give you those points. You're just
Done.
gonna write 1 down. I know you are. All right, cool. So, I mean, this is the point of the show where we all say how we felt about the show. Jimmy, how do you feel about the show?
Really for it.
Yeah, we know.
Couple of thumbs up,
How many?
like at least 2.
Just
Okay.
a couple.
I mean, the audience doesn't know how many hands you got. Maybe you're an amputee or a mutant. Joe?
Should do X-Men.
I mean,
Animated series.
I've always been intrigued with the show, and I think I'd really like it. But I worry that me watching the show now will just like really make me even more mad about our current situation.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Like, it could be a fun escape, but it could also just piss me off. So I don't really know if I want to watch it right now.
It's quite possible that this
It's
isn't
never
the
going
current,
to be a good time.
It's quite possible that this isn't the correct political time to be watching this. I can see what you're saying for that,
Yeah.
but that's only for some type of viewers.
Yeah, maybe. Because did you guys ever watch The Man in the High Castle?
A couple episodes. Yeah.
Because, I watched that.
That
on
would
Amazon.
be that. See, that's a full 1 point for alternate time.
I was a low castle guy.
Nazis are in charge.
Sure. What,
I was
what
into
that?
the lower
I'm
castle.
going back to you only get 0.5 points to that other thing.
The viewers will decide. What was that, Jimmy?
No, the time has passed.
Okay.
We've passed
So,
it.
The Man in the High Castle, I was like watching that in 2016, and that's like some fun fantasy shit where it's as if like the Japanese and the Nazis took over America post World War II.
Yeah, that sounds
And like,
fun.
yeah, it's like, I mean, it is kind of fun.
Sounds like the
Fun.
worst
Oh, that
possible scenario.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It's a fun little universe. But that was 2016 when I was watching it, and now that we like live in like a world where like actual Nazis are in the White House, it's like not so much fun anymore. I watched like the first episode of season 2, and I was just like, well, fuck this. This is too much.
I don't think the West Wing's gonna do that to you.
Yeah, I think
If anything, it's gonna give you hope for future.
I think you're leaning hard. I feel like as far as it goes, Martin Sheen, even just in the first episode of this show, said, or just portrayed to me like I'm a president that really, really gives a shit, and I call a governor in a state, he's like, get the hell over here and fucking help these people, like kind of thing.
I feel like,
which part of me, even when I saw that coming, I was like, I would never see like Bush, Clinton, Obama, like anybody. Like no, I never thought about a president calling somebody and doing that.
I feel like President Bartlett is what a lot of people hoped or thought that Trump would be. Just like a dude who's just like no nonsense and is just gonna like tell people what to do and get shit done. And you're all fucking idiots if you thought that. God damn it.
Yeah, that's not how it turned out. I don't know. I don't know if I even that though. I think Bartlett is like way more like actually like political, way more into the actual politics. He's not like just straight up.
He's
I'm
not
here.
just a straight shooter.
He's into democracy.
Okay,
he's like not just this is my house.
Yeah.
My rules.
Okay.
It's my house. It's now or never. No, nobody.
Is that when you sing in the apartment and like when
every
no one's around?
viewer we had.
That's how we lost him. Not Joe's political rant 35 seconds ago.
I'll say like Aaron Sorkin, it definitely seems that in the shows and stuff that I've seen, he seems to have like a Dem swing a little bit, but he tries to be like he tries to put like Republicans in there and stuff. Okay. Like his show in The Newsroom, like the main character is a Republican, but he's like at odds with like the super right wing like Tea Party and that kind of stuff. He's like, I'm like fiscally conservative and a moderate, like I'm not an insane person.
That's kind of what I thought the new president would be at the end of this show, but
yeah, that makes sense.
Kind of a weird, like, that they had the opportunity to do that, but instead we're just like, how about just another Democrat president? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not. It's like the show ended there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But.
I mostly just said Republican, just in general. When you ask me what president was, just because that's just the way the pendulum swings,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
I figured he would. I figured this show went on for 7 years, and they were on their first term, which means Bartlett got appointed for a second term, which 8 years of a Democratic president just almost inherently always means there will be a Republican.
Yeah,
and if there's a Republican for 8 years, it will almost inherently always mean there'll be a Democrat. Like it's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
it's a pendulum. The way the pendulum swings.
Cool.
But so for my thing, quick on how I feel about this show. I'm for it. I'm interested. I feel like this is the kind of show that I need like to like have like a friend or two watch it with me though. That's like my only like hook me like trying to like sit down and just be like I'm gonna like nail this show out.
Because you want to like talk about it.
Probably
like...
this show's probably want to experience with people. I don't want to talk about it because I don't think it's not like I'm put it on while I'm cooking.
Right.
And it's not and then it's not like I'm gonna eat my dinner and watch this for 42 minutes and then just like be done and then be like, well, I'm done with that. And now it's heavy. It was good, but it was heavy.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that with like somebody else, and you're just like every like once in a while, you're like, hey, we want to watch the next episode of West Wing? Want to see what John W. Wing's up to? President Ragamuffin? You know? It sounds.
What was it?
Chumpadong?
Yeah.
What was it?
Dickle Chomp or something? The first president?
Oh, I wrote it down. Dingle Chomp.
Dingle Chomp.
Yeah. Played by James Spader and Bill Hader.
We are never electing a person named Dingle Chomp. For sure. For sure.
Jack Dingle Chomp?
You want to put a pizza bet on that?
I mean.
On ever?
No. I mean, I'll put a pizza bet on Nick. Of course we're not gonna... But if I legally change my name to Dingle Chomp and win the presidency, you owe me a pizza.
I will get you several pizzas.
You can get your own damn pizzas in that case.
No, I can't. I won't be able to leave the White House. Secret Service won't let me.
They will bring you a pizza.
Let's say we're an
Trump
alternate universe world, not Trump world, but like President Santos world. Today in 2018, like. And you're offered like just a dingle chomp of a job in the White House. Do you go for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds
If
super
I was offered
fun.
like an Allison Cheney job,
I don't know who that is.
Oof.
Oh, that's
I
Miss
said her
Perky?
name wrong. Janie. Elson Janie.
Elson.
No, she has like
Janie.
an important job. I mean, you're just like a deputy to the deputy
Staffer.
to the deputy.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, tight. Me too.
If
trying to
Dingo
think
Chomp
of
or
what-
Ragamuffin offer me like a random job in the White House, like, yo, I need you to do some shit for me. But cool.
Like
I'm
you're
in.
gonna be the Donna.
Yeah,
You're gonna
for
be
sure.
The assistant to the deputy.
Yeah, why not? Why would I do that? Serve my country. I'm a patriot.
Yeah. Just love America.
Yeah, that's why.
Fuck yeah, America.
You get a pager too.
Nope. I was in, but I'd be like, oh man, I gotta move. This is anxious. And they pager, I'm like, all in, don't care.
So just like, peace out, cell phone.
See you later. I smashed my phone that they called me on to answer. Hope they mail me that pager soon.
I don't know what just made me think of this, but somewhere in the middle of the series, I think right after the season after and Sorkin left is when they try to bring in Matthew Perry for a little while. Was on this show. Chandler Bong.
Like Chandler?
Isn't that his name?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was in this show.
I immediately thought of Luke Perry for 1 second.
Who's that?
The 90210. Luke Perry.
Okay.
Or the dad, Archie's dad on Riverdale.
All right.
Because I watch Riverdale.
Everyone knows.
Riverdale's great.
The CW is great.
Yep. But all right, we need to get done with this show. We need to be done.
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Joe, what are our
job,
what's our
everyone.
Joe, what's our contact information?
Find us at first and last F and L podcast
That's on Twitter.
on Twitter and
What?
Gmail.
Yes. At Gmail. FNL.
On gmail.com.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. We do have a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, the easiest way to find that is to in YouTube search for Tiger Castle, go to that channel, and then you'll find the FNL because they're connected.
Yeah, but if you really want to get our attention, just page us. We'll get it.
Like, yeah, you just tweet at us and I'll send you the link.
Page us at FNL podcast
Yeah, pages.
from your pagers.
Yeah, if you could just tweet at us, beep beep beep, that'd be great. We'll know what you mean. We got you.
I don't know what that means. Is that a show suggestion or just a good job?
I don't know how pagers work, so I'm trying to pretend to do a pager on Twitter. I assume they beep. Do they beep?
I think you get to send numbers or a short message though, right?
Do you have a 240 character?
I think there's a
beepers the original
total of
Twitter?
I think there are a total of 8 characters. Wait,
Yeah.
how long's the phone number? 9 characters.
Yeah,
This
you're not getting
pager.
280.
Yeah.
I
Think
don't
a
know
total
how,
of
I don't know how anybody functioned back then.
They
Like-
didn't.
Or just a kid sledding down hills, and biking around.
Well, no, she said in the first episode, she said the page said POTUS bicycle accident or something like that. So that's
Yeah.
a bunch of characters.
It's at least 8.
That's probably 9.
At least 9. All right, let's be done. We got to be done.
All right.
We'll see you guys next week for a bonus episode, technically, or the in between season talk cast.
Yeah. Tune in for that bonus, Jonas.
And then after that, we'll be back for season 2 of First and Last, which is the same as season 1.
It's literally, it just starts at
We're
Frasier.
just gonna restart with new shows and Frasier.
Oh, no.
We're not gonna do Frasier. Maybe not.
Joe,
Wait.
Frasier?
I mean,
Frasier?
maybe.
What are you
Yeah,
doing
maybe.
later?
We'll see. We'll do the second. No, we just do the shows that we watch, but we do the second and the second to last. Season 2. Want to do that?
I don't hate it, but
I don't want to do that. All right, we'll just do the same
We'll
thing.
just keep doing what we're doing.
All
I
right,
guess.
we're we've said goodbye for 10 minutes now.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Watch the TV now.
Why are you? What are you
Why
doing?
is that a thing you're doing?
Okay, Joe wants to go watch the last episode.
All right.
Everybody light your candles.
They don't know that anymore. The thing that
That happened in an alternate
that
universe.
joke got edited out.
Damn it, Joe. They almost didn't know about our candlelit vigils during our finales.
But now they do. So we will see you guys at the end. Oh, no, that's not right.
At the end of time.
We'll see you at the end of time. All right.
Inhale bop when we wake up.
Oh, God. All right, everyone drink some Kool-Aid and... No.
Do we need to start over?
Yeah, I'm just gonna... None of this is usable.
Bye.
Stop it. Bye.
Ridiculous.
It's not the aura we're trying to project here, Joe.